It was very liberating because usually with the past works that I've done, I always went online on these audio databases online, and you buy a track and you try and make it fit to your short film or your commercial or stuff like that. But with In the Name of Bjorn, it was such a freeing feeling. I loved it. The fact that you, Francesca, customized the whole score according to the feel and to the characters, that you put an instrument for one character, for example, and then we followed the whole process according to their emotions. It was incredibly liberating, to the extent that I didn't have to worry if the music suited the film or not, because I knew that you would make it fit.
Oh my God, thank you.
So yes, it was a nice process. When we first met and we discussed the possibility of scoring In the Name of Bjorn, I guess what I loved the most is that you took your time to read the script and to understand the character development. And not only that, it's not that you're just creating music for the feel of the short film, but you attributed certain instruments to the characters, and we follow the process not just with the imagery but with the score, that we feel the tonality of the film go up and down according to the music. And it's totally different. So when you just pick a song and put it into the short film, it's totally different because there's a second element, there's a deeper element, there's the communication with music linked with the characters. And when I saw the film and I heard the film, I felt that it was right. So yeah, you did a good job. So with every production process, the way we went through this with music was we met up, we discussed how the feel of the score should be, and throughout my because there was so much for me to handle. I had to handle a lot of departments on set and in pre-production and in post. When it came to the score, I was calm, because I knew that you gave me a professional standard. Even with your attitude towards the production meetings that we had, I knew that it was totally in your hands. So I was quite free in that regard. When we moved along to the post-production and you were creating the score, we met quite a few times, and every time I felt the same feeling throughout, that you were on top of things. The quality was insane. It was so good. I loved it. In fact, I always say this, In the Name of Bjorn, the one thing I love most about it is the score. Not to say that the other departments didn't do their job or anything, but I absolutely love the score. And the one thing I loved the most actually was our relationship in the post-production, because I had to do a lot of dealings with the color correction, for example, the editing and everything. When it came to syncing the score with the sound and with the edit and with the coloring and all this technical stuff that I don't even want to go through at the moment, I was comfortable with it because I knew that you handled everything. You spoke to the sound mixer, sound designer, you spoke to the editor and dealt with him, and the relationship was just perfect throughout. So I guess this is a good time for me to tell you thank you. I would definitely suggest other production companies, other films to take you guys on, to take Imitosis on. further scoring. The one thing that you have, I felt above other Maltese production houses when it comes to scoring, is that you take it seriously and you almost take it personally. You can feel it, even when first meeting you can feel the absolute love you have towards it. So once you get Imitosis, you not only get the score, but you get a certain amount of love towards towards music and towards film, which is a blessing. What I'm trying to say is that on that day, I told you what inspired me or what inspires me and what I want the sound to sound like. And soon, I don't even know what I said basically of what inspired me. As soon as there was one trigger, one link, one connection between you and me regarding sound, boom, that's it, you carried on. Yeah, that was nice, we had a common inspiration and it just took on from there. I have some trouble when it comes to communication about sound or music. I don't exactly know what I want, and I give features of what I want. So I gave you an example. All right, listen, in this scene I want it to feel uncomfortable. Remember that scene of when Bjorn and Laura are dancing? I told you I wanted to feel uncomfortable, but I wanted to be a bit jazzy. And think in my head, I'm like, how is that uncomfortable? How is jazzy uncomfortable? How are you going to translate this onto screen? And I don't know what process you took, but at the end, it's exactly what I wanted. And from being the most annoying scene that I've ever filmed, ended up being the most loved scene that I've ever filmed. Simply because of the marriage between the imagery and the score. Yeah, I loved that scene simply because of the music.